Likely you haven't heard of me. Or maybe if you have, it was a while ago. Or maybe your cousin shared a YouTube video, or you caught a bit of an interview here or there. And maybe you were wondering, what is she doing in Pakistan? Like, why is she here? And the honest answer is, I've been here the whole time. But it wasn't until recently that we did something special, something really worth sharing, something I am incredibly proud of, and I'm dying to tell you about it. But not yet. First, you really need some context in order for it to all make sense. So let's back up. Can I say something quick before that? I know that you know that I am not the only American living and hanging out in Pakistan, but just look at this footage from the 60s. Americans on the Karachi beaches chilling out in their 60s bikinis, JFK welcoming the Pakistani president to America, and there's Jackie O, all with these people all around welcoming the presidential flight. And I promise you, I don't want to get into it, but how far have we come? Or how far backwards have we gone? But anyway, I digress. For the purpose of the backstory, I grew up in Marlborough, Connecticut, on the east coast of the US. I was a happy kid, but upon honest reflection, an odd kid, an intense kid. This is my senior high school recital, and I was a complete and total music nerd. This is not what the kids thought was fun in my day. This is what I thought was fun in my day, a full concert of opera. And here is another high school precious moment. I was in a beauty pageant singing Phantom of the Opera. This is not a video of me winning a beauty pageant. This is a video of me obsessively and awkwardly touching my face while singing about a man with half of his face burned off. 'Cause, you know, that's what kids do. And all the way through college at BU, Boston University, still such a music nerd, still odd, still intense. But intensity, as it happens, often pays off. And relentlessness, no matter how irritating to people, it works. And the world started to notice my kind of singing, and by the world, I specifically mean China. In 2006, China was really just starting to open its doors to foreign artists, and as a communist country, decisions about how foreign artists could perform and where they could perform, they were decided from the top down. And it was just at this time that the bigwigs gave the full go-ahead to artists from abroad to book out stadiums and perform at new hotel openings. And that was my particular area of expertise.
So, what are you doing right now in Beijing? Tell us. What are you doing at the moment in China?
Well, I'm an international recording artist, and I'm touring with my new album, The Goddess Within, which I'm happy to say is Grammy nominated this year. And I love China. I'm going everywhere. I'm going where no singer has gone before. It's very fun, and I love it. To catch my dreams on the shooting star. Lovely, lovely, lovely night tonight, tonight. Lovely, lovely, lovely night tonight, tonight. Fantasy and fiction are something I've been hoping for. I don't know if there's a wish for me way up high. So many dreams that I have, as many as the stars at night. I hope and pray my wish comes true way up high. I wish, I wish, I wish 3 times to bring my dreams to me in tonight, tonight. I wish 3 times to bring my dreams to me.
I started off in the smaller cities like Yuyang and Ningbo and Nanjing and Suzhou. And as a nerdy musician, I was all in. I rewrote songs in Mandarin, I learned how to introduce people and order food in Mandarin, and even to transform myself into a Chinese opera star, you know, just for show.
I'm a shooting star.
And as it turns out, part of China really loves a good American live performance. I booked out show after show performing crossover pop music, ending the evening with a classical aria. And just like that, my childhood dreams were realized. I was singing opera for money. Well, it was renminbi, it was Chinese money. And I was traveling and performing and meeting people. And I learned about life. I learned that the world was not all about me. I learned that the places I felt best, most fulfilled, and the moments I was proudest of weren't about me. It's hard to imagine on this massive, egoic journey for music and pop star fantasy that there was one person who was always there. It's impossible to imagine that one person would tolerate all of the plane flights and all of the uncertainty, all of that music. Well, an adventure too, but I look back on it now as the most selfless act of love. A dedication and a devotion so deep and tireless that it literally transcended continents. And it was always one. This one. This Pakistani-born and raised one who was more of a healer to my soul than anything else. He is the one. The one.
You see this ground over here? There are a lot of guys playing cricket over here when we were kids. We saw cricket games and everything. And this whole thing is old. That's kind of new.
You know, this is all still the airport. Right?
Yeah,
this
this
is
all
just the most.
Rafay is a Karachi boy. He's full of adventure. He was a happy kid and, upon honest reflection, an odd kid, just like me. An intense kid. Coming from a family of healers, this guy had medicine running in his genes. And just like for me, his intensity paid off and earned him a medical degree from America. And a soulmate. Rafay and I met at Boston University, both of us studying towards our future while on what could only be described as a spiritual journey. We literally met learning how to quiet our minds. A spiritual journey. But what would your parents say? 2 very different traditions, 2 different continents dividing us, and of course, there's that arranged marriage thing. Sigh. The truth is, though, our families and our traditions are similar. We both honor education and we value family life the most. Both of our families are very similar that way. And I like to think that when our families were confronted with true, absolute, honest, and apparent love, like true love, that they couldn't help but to honor that emotion. And they did. They all really did. We had a lavish wedding in Karachi at Al Hamra Club, and my parents and our best friends came over, and we had the most magical, amazing time. It was truly such a blessing. All of Rafay's family, his family hosted his amma and abu, his bai, his bhabi, their younger bachis, his older sisters, the family, and of course, every single person that they know was at our shadi. And Rafay thought it would be funny not to tell me or my parents or our friends anything about the shadi, about the wedding, about the traditions. Well, he thought he was hilarious. It was a new surprise and shocking new glorious event after another. And it was actually kind of the most amazing way to experience the Shadi. It was shocking, but also so amazing and so full of love. We all took off for this massive adventure to see Pakistan. We went to Murree and Gilgit and Islamabad and down to Lahore and Karachi. And my parents honestly loved every moment of Pakistan. They loved the scenery, the people, the food, well, except the driving. They were apoplectic with fear about the driving. And this was back in the day of no laws apply traffic rules. And they were afraid. When we got back home, Rafay was, of course, still as intense as ever, and he was building his medical practice. And later he built a second company called House Calls, and he was really earning a reputation as this healer. He was this Eastern and Western healer, and his medical care was turning from, dispensing everyday antibiotics to thinking about and talking about life's bigger questions. And our daughter was born, and we were feeling so grounded, and this happy family life kept bringing us back to thinking about and then even traveling to Pakistan all the time. We spent so many summers in Karachi with Cyrus Dadi and Dada. I'm in New York City doing my best red carpet poses at the Women's World Awards. The Women's World Awards were celebrating the most influential women of the world, and I was just trying to think how to get through this red carpet, without saying something stupid, trying to look sophisticated and all of that. And so I get through the interviews unscathed, and I'm kind of feeling pretty good about myself as we are sauntering into the venue. And Rafay and I are together, commenting on how Susan Sarandon wasn't that friendly, and we were just kind of, scoping out the place. And I look over, and it's Benazir Bhutto, Zardari, and some auntie, and Benazir Bhutto. And without thinking, and thank God I didn't, because I would have absolutely lost my nerve, I walked right over to her, exclaiming, "Assalamu alaikum, aap kaise hain? Hello, how are you?" And I will forever have that look in my mind of her bemused interest and the smirky smile on her face hearing Urdu in this scenario at this red carpet VIP event in this, cocktail reception of the Women's World Awards at Hammerstein Ballroom in New York City. And, we took a picture later, and you could almost still see that look of amusement, of these two worlds together. And, I can't even remember anything else of what I was saying, blathering on about trying not to be too devotional. And I don't regret appreciating her accomplishments and the path that she tread for women and, mentioning all of those things to her. And it was just a really nice conversation. And then not even 5 minutes later, I'm meeting Mikhail Gorbachev and taking a photo for the event media. And I was thinking, God, I hope I can really get a copy of this picture. And I was thinking, oh, do you think Benazir Bhutto saw me taking a picture with Gorbachev? Man, I hope so. One of those crazy nights. And we only stayed, for the first few minutes of the awards. Both Rafay and I thought that there's absolutely no way we can top what already happened. And so we left. We left early. We were so happy. They say never to meet your idols, but for me it was everything. I was so blessed that night. Benazir Bhutto was even mentioning that she'd be returning to Pakistan soon. And it was such a blessing to meet her. Everyone loves you when you're successful. Everyone loves a winner. I guess that's a perfectly natural human trait. You know, though, being popular is such a good feeling. I really get it now. I missed out on all of that in high school, but I can see how that lure of fame really keeps people motivated through hardship. And it is so much better for your family to see you as successful than as a failure. My family has seen both, and I guess that has its own lessons too, but I do love my kids seeing us successful so much more. Because, you know, when times are hard for a long time, you really start to doubt yourself. You know, I did. Rafay never did, but I definitely did. And it becomes so valuable to honor the people that worked through all of those hard times even more. But it wasn't until the earthquake of 2005 in northern Pakistan that shook us out of this family bliss and into action, into real action.